Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. My name is Sarah Elizabeth Harrigan, and this is A Life Designed by Sarah. So, today we're going to chat real briefly on the benefits of learning how to let go and what becomes available to you when you do so. And the way that we're going to go through this video is one, we're going to talk about the types of things that we hold on to and why. Secondly, what becomes available to us once we learn how to let go. Thirdly and fourthly, how do we go about letting go successfully? Okay. So, number one, when I think about the types of things that we hold on to in life, they're things such as our job or a relationship that no longer serves us. And most importantly, what we don't see underneath it all is we're holding on to a mindset that does no longer support us. Now, when I think about that, I think about things that I learned as a child that I thought were gold. I thought they were fact. I was living my adult life based on those things that I learned as a child. And then it got to a point where the choices or the decisions I was making didn't feel right. It didn't feel like mine. And as I sat down and did the introspection and research into myself, I was able to see that a lot of the things that I believed and were living my life based off of were ideas and mindsets that I had inherited from adults in my life, my parents, my aunts, my uncles, older cousins. And as I matured in my own life and began to live in this world of adulthood, I started to see that I want to do things that feel good. I want to make choices that feel good. And what I realized was at the core of that were the beliefs or mindset that I had around certain things. And that's why I had to go do some refiling, taking out those files that didn't work and putting in files that do. And one of the great ways that I did that was through an exercise, which I'm going to tag at the bottom of this, which is believing the truth, right? So remove the lies and believe the truth. And that's something that you can download and fill out. And over 7 days, you'll see a difference in what it makes to remove things that don't work and input things that do, just like a computer, right? Now, the second part of this is what becomes available to you once you remove the things that don't work and put in place the things that do. So if we go down the list, I'm going to start with a mindset, right? If you are able to remove the mindset that doesn't work and put in place a mindset that does work, a mindset that supports the life that you want to create for yourself. It supports the life that you want to live right now. It supports the financial goals that you have. It supports the career goals and the family goals that you have. Once you switch that mindset out, that old mindset, and switch in the new mindset, now you start to take action and have beliefs and repeat affirmations that support you in acquiring that thing. And it's very much like autopilot, right? If you think about the way autopilot works and the way that human beings operate, 99% of the time we're operating on autopilot. This feels good, I'm going to continue to do it because it feels good and I know it, and I'm going to drive home the same way. If you ever think about being drunk, I don't drink and drive. However, I've been tipsy before and I've driven home or tired. Let's use tired. And you feel so exhausted, but somehow you wake up in the morning, you're coming out of your bed, you park the car properly. That is all autopilot, and that is how we operate as human beings. So the mindsets that we inherited at our younger age, those are running us on autopilot. So it takes us to sit down, determine what works for us, to take us off of autopilot and put something else in place, and then turn the autopilot back on. And that is what you want to do. And I feel like now that I'm at 30, there's things that I really wanted and came to fruition at this age. And then as I get older, there's things that I'm going to be like, that no longer serves me. And I'm going to have to be able to identify that. And I follow my intuition, what feels good, in being able to identify that I can remove that file and put something else back in. So what becomes available to you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, relationship-wise, once you remove the things that don't work, are things such as peace. And that's inner peace, right? Because the most important peace you could have is the peace you give yourself and the peace you can create for yourself. So inner peace, freedom, love, possibility. I love this word possibility because it reminds me that everything is in my power. Once I make my mind up, once I choose, everything becomes possible to me. So possibility becomes available. Space becomes available. One thing I've realized about life is that everything that's happening in our lives is taking up some sort of space. And when we remove that relationship that doesn't work or that person that doesn't work, we now create a space, an opening for something better, something fulfilling to take up. So, specifically to relationships or even to a job, when you remove yourself from that job, you now have the free time to put in taking care of yourself, working out, eating well, spending time with family, or maybe you want to go get your hair done or get your nails done or make time for traveling. I had a friend that recently got fired, and initially she was very stressed out and sad about it, and then she was like, holy cow, I thought I would be bored and I thought I wouldn't have enough time to do anything. However, the minute that I got fired, I was able to fill that time with all of the things that I was neglecting. So space is super, super important because we don't realize how much mental space things take up. And when you release the things that don't work and you let go of them, you open space for something better that is for you. Lastly, another thing that becomes available is happiness. I've found that when I got fired, just like my friend when I got fired, there was no sadness for me because I was prepared for that. However, I realized that I then was able to prioritize all of these things that made me happy. I spent more time with my friends. I spent more time outside. I ate better food. I cooked more. I worked out. I read more. I wrote more. So all of that space that was occupied by a job that was no longer fulfilling me became available. And once that space becomes available, we're human beings. We're going to search for something to fill that. And what happens when you let go of the past is that you create space for something bigger and better. So the next part of this is accepting that things are for a reason, a season, or life. When I think about reason, season, or life, there's things that come here for a reason. Like there was a specific lesson that we were to learn, and once we learn it, we can let go of it. And sometimes what we do is we hold on to stuff so much. Like today, for instance, someone parked in the back of our store, and my mom went and parked her car behind them with the intent to block that person in, right? And I get the mindset, you want to teach them a lesson. However, when you don't let go of things, you now prevent yourself from taking action on other things. Meaning that instead of being able to have the freedom to go and leave and do whatever you want to do, you're now waiting because you want to wait until that person comes back and you teach them a lesson. And sometimes learning how to let go of things and let things be frees up your mental and emotional capacity to deal with other things that are more meaningful to you. So, understanding when things are for a reason, understanding when things, people, places are for a season, right? There's times where things are for 10 years, 9 years, 3 months. Some things are a bit longer than a reason, and not only are they for a reason, they're for a time and period, and over that time period you're able to learn. I have dated many people and it will be like 5 months or 4 months, and in learning how to let go and accept that things are for a season, at the end of it I was able to say, okay, well, thank you for being here for the season. I learned so much. Bye. Right? And that's where you want to get to. And then lastly, accepting things that some things are for life. When I think about who I am and who I am being for the world, I understand that this is a lifetime thing. And no matter where I shift to mentally, physically, my mental blinkers still want to complete the thing that's for a lifetime, which is serving you and being able to support other people and empower people to be confident in who they are and live a life of purpose. And so accepting that things are for a reason, a season in life, and that realization, that ability to see that comes from doing the research into who you are and what really matters to you. The last part of this video in learning how to let go and understanding what becomes available for you is believing that the better and best is yet to come. As a confidence coach, one thing that I do is I'm always teaching people how to use powerful language. And a word that humans tend to use a lot is, I'm just living to survive. When in reality, we're here to thrive and have an abundant life and do all the things that matter to us and be with the people that love us, and create purposefully in the world. So when we believe that the better and best is yet to come, we believe in us thriving. No matter how down we get, there is a possibility of me thriving and not just surviving. Surviving is like the bare minimum, and we are here to thrive. So always believing that the better and best is there for you and exists for you allows you to let go of things, knowing that, okay, if I let go of this, I'm creating space for something better for me, and what is for me, what has been promised to me, is the very best. So if I let go of this, what am I making space for? And that's where we have to live, continuously living in what's better, what's better, what's better. It's gonna come, it's gonna come, it's gonna come. Yes, I have to go through this thing right now for this season or for this reason. However, the minute that I get out of this, something amazing is on the other side. So I think, to recap this entire video, I really want to charge you in understanding that learning how to let go of things, letting go of things, right? So once you learn it, then you have to put it into action. Actually letting go of things makes so much available for you in every area of your life. And specifically, I want to focus on what becomes available to you being peace, inner peace, freedom, love, possibility, space, and happiness. And I'm sure there's so many other things that you can add to that list, but that's just where we want to start. As always, thank you for watching. While you're here, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and make sure you bless the people you love by sharing this video with them if it made a difference for you. I'll see you in the next one.